Hey guys, St. James here with another edition of my brutally honest reviews. Now the holiday season is upon us, and in order to help people out, I'm trying to get as many reviews out as possible. But that being said, today's edition is a little older game, and one you probably passed over, Medal of Honor Warfighter. Now, Medal of Honor Warfighter was a game developed by Danger Close Games and was released on October 23rd, 2012. Before we dive into the review, I like to tell people my history with the franchise. See, I like the first Medal of Honor game that was released back in 2010, and thought there were problems. And though there were problems with the game, as well as the lack of a definite fan base, I felt the title could potentially be another great series. It doesn't follow the mistake Call of Duty had with milking the series dry. So with Warfighter, it should be known that I bought this game on its release date. Now, into the review. So first up is the campaign. Geez, the campaign. First thing I want to say about this campaign is that if you're looking for a Call of Duty style campaign, this is not the game for you. Medal of Honor Warfighter focuses less on the action movie style explosions and flashy battles and more on a realistic outlook of warfare. In fact, almost every single one of the missions in the campaign are based on a real Tier 1 operation. Except for a few moments here and there, you can definitely grab the feeling of authenticity with the storytelling. And the story is as close as personal as you're going to get with an FPS game. The story focuses less on explosions and Russians invading the US and more on the toll military life has on families of the deployed. Overall, the story is no doubt bland, but manages at least to have you invested in what occurs next. Though truthfully, the ending of the game was rather on the weak side. I give the single player campaign for Warfighter a 5 out of 10. Next up is really the only other mode besides the campaign, multiplayer. Now I'll be serious here. The multiplayer is not for everyone. On the upside, the multiplayer does take away the usual SEALs, Rangers versus Op4 team deathmatch and adds in a different, more individual style as each player picks a specific country they fight for, or what flag they bear. These countries range from the normal United States, English, German, and Russia, but also manages to add in other countries such as Canada, Norway, and Poland, among others. Each nation has its own special forces unit with specific equipment that does different damage and has its own preset attributes. Gameplay-wise, the best thing you can compare Warfighter to is Battlefield 3, as they both run on the same engine. However, don't expect any exploding buildings or vehicles in this game. Warfighter offers only a ground forces style multiplayer. Another interesting point about the multiplayer that changes its gameplay is that the multiplayer isn't built around the normal team deathmatch. Rather, the experience was molded from its more popular game type combat mission, where Team A must take a point on the map while Team B has to stop them. If the point on the map is taken, the map moves forward or advances. Team B is pushed back to a more defendable position and Team A has to attack that. The game mode rinses and repeats this cycle until either all of Team A dies and loses all of their respawns, or Team A takes all of the map. The influence based off of this compared to Team Deathmatch can be seen throughout all the multiplayer. Special abilities for each class don't seem to be as helpful in a normal Team Deathmatch style game. And when killed, you must wait at least 5 seconds before respawning. You can respawn on your partner, but only if he's in combat, you have to wait till he's either safe or dies. Also, the team split is something entirely different. Taking a page out of Battlefield, which broke its teams into 4-man squads, Medal of Honor gives even a smaller team to the players, with 2-man fire teams. You can only communicate with your partner, and if you don't have one, then you're going to have to go through the mission solo. This is admittedly annoying, but also manages to change the game into a more cooperative style experience, seeing as your partner can instantly heal you as well as give you more ammo and supplies. They can also act as a great spawn beacon, but that's, of course, only if you get a good partner. In the likely chance that you get stuck with a lone wolf or a sucky partner, prepare for a bad experience as your stats are merged with his. If one member is slacking, the other is forced to step up. Otherwise, your XP in the post-game wrap-up will take a major hit. The multiplayer in Warfighter does have its problems. but without the massive focus on the KD ratio that Call of Duty has, it's an easy place for sucky players or players that don't want to feel stressed can play without being too ridiculed. The experience manages to at least entertain, and for that I give the multiplayer a 6 out of 10. Overall, Medal of Honor Warfighter is not going to turn heads and definitely not going to be in any discussions for Games of the Year. I would not recommend this game to anyone who hasn't played the first Medal of Honor, and please do yourself a favor and just rent this game. It does have its fun moments, but it's not sustained long enough to count as a worthy buy. Overall, I give Medal of Honor Warfighter a 6 out of 10.